Cartoon Character Design 101. Go to this writingexercises.co.uk website, and I'm going to just look at the list of character traits. Now, the idea today is I'm going to create a character that I want to create, and I'm just going to pick one dominant trait. Of course, people have many traits, but in this case, I'm picking a curious girl. And we're going to create a character that looks like their most dominant trait. And I'm just going to Google images for a curious girl. I'm looking for, I'm going to further narrow my search to any color. And the type of drawing I want is, let me use clip art. Okay, let me see. Okay, and that's good because it gives me just sort of these very simple graphics. Okay, I think I've got my ideas. Oh, I like that one. I don't want to copy anybody else's artwork exactly, but I think I have a decent idea of what my curious girl is going to look like. So I'm going to go to my character sheet. And I'm going to start out by drawing. Notice I'm not using the white background layer, so it's much easier to get rid of stuff because I'm drawing against the background, but I'm not accidentally cutting out the white. Okay, so I'm going to give her big glasses. So first I'm going to do a very rough sketch. It's going to be very quick and scribbly. I'm not going to worry if it's sloppy because I'm going to add another layer and draw the final version on top of that. Layer, new layer. And I'm going to call it final character. So I'm going to lower the opacity of the drawing I just made, and then I'm going to click into the layer above it and draw the final version there. In creating my final version, I'm going to make sure that I close all my lines, that it's easier to add color later just by using the magic wand and doing edit fill rather than having to color everything in more carefully by hand. And you can see that it's much more precise. Okay, now as far as coloring my character, I'm going to go to the character sheet, the original one, and I'm going to just hide it, but I'm going to add a new one, a new layer. And it's going to be called color. Okay, so this is my final character. I'm going to select different parts of my character. So I'm going to select use my magic wand, and I'm going to select the hair. I'm holding the shift key so I get all the parts of the hair. Now I'm going to go down to the layer that says color, and I'm going to do select, modify, expand, and I'm going to expand it by 2 pixels. So now I'm in the layer that's underneath the final character. I'm actually down here, but you can see the crawling ants underneath. So now I'm going to do edit, fill, color. And I'm going to select the color I want, and then I'm going to hit OK. Now that I'm done with that, I'm going to go to the burn tool, and I'm going to select the highlights, and I'm going to just add some shadows to give it a sense of volume. So the burn tool takes whatever pixels are under it and makes them darker. And it'll give this a sense of volume. So now I'm going to do select, deselect, and you're going to see that that's the final character's hair. So now, back to my magic wand tool, and I'm going to go up here to the final character, and I'm going to hit the shift key so I can select multiple areas, and I'm going to now select her skin color. Okay, now I go down to the color layer, and you can see if I hide the final character, it's still selected, but don't forget I have to do select, modify, and expand. Okay, and then I'm going to do edit fill. I'm going to double click on the word color, and I'm going to get a chance to pick the color I want. Okay. And now I'm going to use the burn and dodge tool. Let me use the burn tool first. To create some slightly darker shadows, give it a sense of volume. And in this case, I also want to use the dodge tool, which will add a few highlights. So maybe back to the burn tool. The dodge tool takes any pixels that are underneath it and makes them lighter. The burn tool takes pixels that are underneath it and makes them darker. So I'm going to deselect, and then I'm going to show you what it looks like with the lines back inside. So the reason why you do select modify, I will show you. I'm going to go up here to the flower, which I want to be red. So I'm going to click inside the petals of the flower while holding the shift key. And I'm going to then go down to the layer below, and I'm going to forget to do select modify. I'll do edit fill, double click on the word color, find a nice red, a reddish color, and then I'll fill it. Now, watch what happens if I select and deselect, and then I zoom in. It looks sloppy. The edge of the color comes just short of the edge of the flower. So watch what I'm going to do. Select, reselect, select, modify, expand, and you can see the crawling ants go right underneath that black line. Right underneath it. And look how much wider the color fill is going to be now. So now, edit fill color. And you will see, select, deselect, that it looks much neater and cleaner. So now I'm going to use, again, the burn tool. This time I'll make it a little bit smaller so I can get a little more detail. There may be times when you want to select an area and you can't use the magic wand to do it. So in this case, what I'm doing is I'm using the polygon lasso tool. You just click and then drag to a different spot, and click and drag to a different spot, and then click and drag to a different spot until the lasso is closed, and then you have the area selected and then you can do edit fill as normal. The polygon lasso tool is hidden underneath the regular lasso tool. You just click and hold over the lasso tool and all the hidden tools will be revealed. This is the final character that I ended up with. As you can see, I ultimately ended up eliminating her mouth because I thought it actually looked more expressive that way.